my name's Tony Scelzo. Welcome to The Buzz, Indiana's underground business voice. I've got David Schoenenberger here, one of our Rainmaker rock stars. David, what do you do?
Short and sweet, I'm an insurance agent in Carmel, Indiana.
Okay, right down the road, actually.
Right down the road.
Downtown Carmel. What's the name of your agency?
Schoenenberger Insurance Agency.
Very innovative with the name.
Yes.
Yeah, spent a lot of time on that. A lot of good branding there.
A lot of good branding with the last name.
Yep.
Yeah.
So how long you been in the business?
About 4.5 years.
4.5 years. So good fit for you, small business.
Perfect fit for me would be a restaurant or other small business, office space. That type of position is what we like to take.
So
there.
you're really good when they're buying the property and they're getting that all set up? Is that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so restaurants, you've identified as one of your niches, right?
Restaurants is one of my niches, and then guys like you and me, 40-ish, couple kids, possible toys.
Entrepreneur, own their own business, yada, yada, yada. Mm-hmm. Now, that's not why I have you on the show today.
I know.
We have a little bit of what I would call Rainmaker folklore, right?
Yes, there's some of that out there.
There's some of that out there. And the Dave and I are kind of have a unique joining, or a unique relationship, if you will. Is that fair?
Yeah, other than the umbilical cord, yes.
Yeah. About 2.5. I'm going to tell the story from my side.
Okay, you do that.
And then we'll just kind of go into it from there. About 2.5 years ago?
Yeah.
About right there. 2.5 years ago, Dave and I were having this conversation, and it was basically, hey man, I really love Be More, Serve More. This is just it's a way of life. I really, this whole concept has changed my life, and I've kind of, I've had that conversation with a couple people, and I was like, yeah, that's great, Dave. And he's like, I really like the logo too, and I'm thinking about getting tattooed to my arm. And I kind of, I was like, oh, that's fine, good, Dave. Like, if you get a tattoo to your arm, I'll get a tattoo to mine. Didn't think much of it, right?
I don't think you did.
I didn't really know how serious he was. So about 2-3 months later, I just got my new house in Carmel, and I'm sitting there. It was one of those really first nice days in March.
Beautiful.
Great day. And I'm thinking, I'm going to sneak out to the golf course, and I'm looking down at my calendar, and I asked Louisa, I go, what is this, where did we get it done?
Metamorphosis.
What am I doing at Metamorphosis? What is that all about? She's like, oh, you're getting your tattoo with Dave. And I was like, what? And my voice probably got about that high, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I don't know. I'm going to see if Dave's really down there, right? And I called you about, 15 minutes before we were supposed to be there?
Actually, about 20 minutes after we were supposed to be there. Yes.
And I said, hey, what are you doing? He's like, I'm getting ready to get inked up, man. And I was like, oh, no. Yeah. So I drove down there, and I proceeded to see Be More, Serve More on another human being's arm.
Yeah.
And then I saw our logo on there, and that was just one of the, that to me was one of the most powerful, statements about what this organization had done and what we had, and not even what we had done, it's just how much people really need this whole attitude of serving each other and taking care of each other.
Very true, yes.
And so Dave had got our logo and Be More, Serve More tattooed to his arm. Do you want to go ahead and show the...
I can.
All right. Can you get in there, Dave? Yep. You got it?
Is it there? Okay.
And so I proceeded to, if you remember what I told the tattoo artist, can you do a smaller version of that?
Like about this big?
Can you do about that? He goes, no, it'll screw up the art. So I went in and I got it done. And I've got mine, which I don't know if I can get mine all the way up there, but you get the idea. And so we have this unique relationship from here on out. And that's really part of that Rainmaker folklore that we all hear about. Now, we have this joke in Rainmakers called, that person really drank the Kool-Aid. And I think, this is not about an individual. It's not about me, or it's not about you. It is about people subscribing to something that is bigger than themselves. Mm-hmm. And how, that this whole idea of serving each other before you take care of yourself is universal in every single religion known to man. The golden rule. I've looked it up, and I found 25 different references in 25 different religions. And that's just, and I got bored for looking. So, it's this whole idea that we're here to take care of each other. What does that mean to you?
Well, you're very correct in that. It is take care of others, and it's something we're losing in this country to begin with. And business is the same way, and everything comes down to take care of everybody else, and you will be taken care of, and it's worked over the centuries, and I just live it. Bracelet, people think I'm crazy for it and drinking the Kool-Aid. No, it's okay. It's okay to be part of something bigger than yourself. You have to get over the fact that what's in it for me, and that's the hardest thing for anybody to do.
Well, and I think to me, I'm a big historian, and I love like military strategy and strategy in general, and always thinking about how does this make what makes sense strategically. I think we need to forgive ourselves a little bit. I think that business people have been trained in a certain methodology over the last 100 years, and that methodology was based on military methodology, and in that strategy there is one winner and one loser. You know what I mean? So you play for keeps. In what we're doing together now in business, there has to be two winners. It has to be win-win. There has to be longevity in the relationship, and the only way you can create longevity in that relationship is by making sure both parties create abundance. And I think that's part of the attitude with Rainmakers is we put out the first I don't know, if olive branch, if you will, and say, here, let me help you. Let me see what I can do for you, knowing full well that it'll come back to us tenfold. Is that fair?
It is, and it's not like we can put it on paper and say, I know this will come back to me at this time.
Yeah.
You never know. You have to have faith, like in a lot of other things, that it will come back around. And it does. I've seen it. I've been in this organization around, I don't know, almost 4 years now. And it was hard to do it at first, but I'm seeing the benefits of it now where people are coming out of the woodwork. I need to talk to you. Or you were
your name was given to me.
Your name was given because
they told me I got to talk to you, and I don't know why.
And it's probably because I did something for them first, and that's the way it works.
It's really an attitude shift. It is how a strategy will grow your life. It's how a philosophy will create abundance for you. I often tell people, I just had to pick a line in the sand one day and said, I'm going to do it this way and just see if it works. And I literally had to make that kind of, conscious decision. I committed for a year to do everything I could for everybody else, and Rainmakers came out of it.
Look what happened.
Yeah, and it's been pretty amazing. We had 2 weeks ago, we had a day in the office where, we were looking at our goals and we were behind, and we were like, God, what are we doing? And so I just said, I just told the team, I said, let's go out and let's call as many people as we can today and create as many connections, do as much good for our members as we can. And the phone, it was really kind of spooky. The phone just started ringing. I mean, people just started, hey, can I do this? Can we do that? And we got like 5 members out of the blue, and it's just like, wow, it's the almost direct translation from energy into abundance, and it is something that people have to get over because you do have to invest. It's kind of like a flywheel. You got to put it into motion, and then it catches momentum, and sooner or later you can't stop it, and then it's just like you're sitting back going, wow, I can't believe it's this easy.
It is, but it takes time too. It's not something that happens overnight, which everybody wants to happen. It just doesn't. You have to be committed to it, not do it for 3 months and say, well, that didn't work. It's a long-term commitment.
Quick plug, David Schoenenberger. If you don't have an insurance guy, you need to talk to Dave. If you need somebody to help with your small restaurant or a small business, or you need anything related to insurance, Dave will give you the free advice and even point you in the right direction if you can't take care of him right there.
I've given business away.
He's great. I mean, no one lives the Rainmaker philosophy more than Dave. Be more, serve more. Appreciate you.
Got it.
Thanks, brother.
Tony.